banks again have decided to launch repo rate or external benchmarking linked loan products. Only a few days ago, the governor of Reserve Bank had spoken about it. He was talking about institutionalizing this mechanism, was also still hoping that the banks would work on it. Now, today's environment demands that the banks become a bit more reasonable on this, and this will therefore result in reduced EMI for housing loans, vehicles and other retail loans by directly linking repo rate to the interest rates, which means the moment the reduction has happened, it will directly benefit the customers, end customers. Working capital loans for industry will also become cheaper as a result. Go over to the next, customer ease. In order to reduce harassment and bring in greater efficiency, public sector banks shall ensure mandated return of loan documents within 15 days of loan closure. Within 15 days of the closure of the loan, the documents will be given to the customers so that he can do anything else with it afterwards. It shall now not be held unreasonably by the banks. So this will benefit all those customers who have mortgage documents in the banks and they are sitting without being able to release them. I go to the next point, again under the banks and NBFCs, again on the customer ease, online tracking of loan applications by customers of retail, MSME, housing, vehicle, working capital, limit enhancements, all of this will be covered. They can track it themselves online. So there's no need for them to wonder saying the application made, nothing has turned up, we don't know where it is lying. You track it like we would do with a courier parcel, I suppose, as to where it goes at which stage. So this would increase transparency, reduce harassment. There shall not be a need for people to go knock at different doors to say, where's my loan application? And this will also improve the turnaround time for customers. The next is talking about banks to issue improved transparent OTS policy, one-time settlement policy, to benefit MSME. This is not theoretical. This is not an abstraction. We are not just saying, oh, banks will improve transparency. How will they do it? For settlement of one-time loans or one-time loan settlements, we are approaching it with a checkbox approach. If a client has complied with certain requirements in one sheet of paper, use a checkbox system and there and then settle for the one-time settlement, rather than say somebody else will have to take a call, we'll have to pass the paper on to somebody else and come back and waste time. If the checkbox approach is taken up by MSMEs and they go about ticking the box and giving it to the banks, there's no reason somebody else should come to decide the matter. The banks can there and then decide and clear the one-time settlements. In order to protect decision making, honest decision making, because the inputs which are coming are for fear of action, many of those honest decision makers in banks are not able to go forward to take a call because they don't know what is involved in the decision making, and therefore there is a stagnation in decision making in banks. We are now making sure that stagnation, that worry, that aversion to risk taking are all being removed. So in order to support decision making and to prevent harassment for genuine commercial decision by bankers, the CBC has issued directions that Internal Advisory Committee, the IAC, in banks to classify cases as vigilance and non-vigilance. Decision on by the IAC and bank chief vigilance officers or the DAs to be treated as final.